into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the AFTERBUZZ, America's Best Dance Crew After Show. We're having a party in here. Great opening number by both the dance crews and AFTERBUZZ, as always. We like to have fun here. Hope you guys are having fun too. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave comments below. We love to hear from you. I'm going to give some of you guys shout outs a little bit later. If you're listening on iTunes, you can also comment there. And if you guys are on Twitter, please keep the conversation going by using the hashtag ABDC. And you guys can find me, your host Jeff Thurm, on Twitter and Instagram at Jeff_Thurm. As you can tell, Lem is not here tonight, but I still have my lovely co-host here. I'm joined by Desiree.
Hey, what's up, guys? You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMurph625.
And joining us, new to the panel.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Nino. You can find me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Nino,
Desiree, and I are going to be here for you for the rest of the season, and Lem will be back next week. And we've got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. But before we begin, I want to encourage you guys to leave your comments on our YouTube page and on iTunes pages. So I want to give a quick shout out to people that have commented. Jabba Jake, thanks for your comments. Lily Myler, thanks for your comments. Yuri Mercury, thank you. Jasmine Smith, I was a little salty last week, so thanks for calling me out on it. I'm cool. Yuri Mercury, thank you again. Hopefully you are watching. You said you might not watch if I was still on it, but hopefully hopefully you are, and hopefully I can make up for it. So I apologize. Let's see who else. Jajami26, Gregory Jean Baptiste, Mayhem 101, Michael Young, and sorry if I butchered any of your names, but let me know and I'll try again next week. So, as we opened here with Bad Blood, they opened with Bad Blood. I thought it was a cool number.
I liked it. I loved it.
Definitely. I love that concept there.
Yeah, It was really cool. All kind of doing like ninja type things and you know, fighting, and it was cool. So they always start off the show really exciting, really well. So we start off and we are down to Super Crew and Electrolytes to find out one of them's going to be in the bottom two. No surprise there.
Great.
Quest Crew. Did you say Super Crew?
No, Super Crew and Electrolytes were first.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
So they said Super Crew and Electrolytes, one of them was going to be in the bottom two, and Electrolytes was out of those two is in the bottom, which they didn't really like. I thought Electrolytes was obviously going to be in the bottom two, so I wasn't surprised at all. Were you guys?
I agree.
I said I liked them last week.
Really?
But maybe I really like Grease, so you know what I mean. Like I was kind of geared towards that, but I don't know. I kind of liked them, but we saw what happened. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't really surprised that they were in the bottom two at all. So Super Crew started off the show, and the judges had said that they raised the bar really, really high last week, so they expected a lot from them this week, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but I don't really think that's totally fair. Like, I get it. I get that each week you see someone and they have a higher standard for them, but you still have to judge each of the crews against each other and not against themselves.
Right.
Like, they didn't necessarily give Super Crew that great of a rating because they weren't as good as they were last week, but then they were like freaking out about Electrolytes just because they were good, and it's like, based off of your comments, Electrolytes were better than Super Crew, but I don't think they actually believe that. So I just think they need to, like, I don't know, judge them against each other, not themselves.
I agree, and I know the judges have been getting some harsh comments because fans have been saying, oh, you guys are being nice to everyone and only saying good things, not really giving them so much criticism. So I feel like going into this week, they probably read that kind of stuff and were like, all right, we really got to, like, step it up. But I loved what Super Crew did tonight. The whole DJ vibe was so cool. I really liked it.
It was cool, but, okay, so this week the theme was VMA Fashion.
Yes.
They didn't do it for me there. I love the DJ theme. I like what they did. I loved what they did with the hats. I thought that was really dope. But I really was kind of like, when you're given a theme, I think you need to explain the theme. And that the song they did, Baby Baby. If they had done like an Usher song, like Usher dances with hats, or if they did a Pharrell song, Pharrell has the infamous hat.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, it was more like a prop type situation
right.
they kind of put together versus what we saw further in the episode. Everyone was using clothes to do certain things and just look really cool, different concepts.
Yeah.
Well, it was just a little bit more like hat trick here and there. But I gotta get DJ Mike Murray was doing his thing.
Yeah, that was sick.
The turntables, definitely.
Like he was spinning his own track.
Right.
And so that's really cool. And I mean, I love their dance. The spinning on the heads, they were going forever, which was so cool.
The kaleidoscope.
Oh my
yes.
God. They like changed clothes. Like I don't even know how you do that.
I don't know either.
I don't have any clue.
That was visually great. Like that was cool to see. I think that was a highlight, definitely.
Yes,
So
I
that was a
agree.
cool fashion moment.
Right.
Using their clothes. So yeah, I guess the judges gave them some pretty good props, but they still didn't necessarily think it was as good as last week, right?
Right.
Yeah, T-Pain liked the DJ set. Tiana loved the kaleidoscope, but she still said it didn't give her the fashion that she was looking for. And Frankie agreed, but he still liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I agree with the judges for this one.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
Yeah, same.
They're good though. I like them.
Yeah.
I like Super Crew. So then we learned that I Am Me is safe and the Kinjas are safe. So Quest Crew is also in the bottom two. They're gonna have to dance later. So next up are Kinjas, who I gave a lot of heat to last week. I didn't think that they were as good as other crews, and this week I totally changed my mind on that.
Yes.
I thought they killed it this week.
Pulling you over.
and I'm pulling you over to the
Kinjas.
I know. I really, really liked what they did. They did Turn Down for What. And it was interesting. In every single person's opening package, they were like, we need to think of something outside the box. Like, we can't just do shirts or pants. Like, what we think of, no one else can think of. And so everyone had to do something unique. What did you guys think of their performance?
I really liked it, and I wasn't sure when they were first talking about, we're going to try to, do this whole red carpet thing. I was like, how is this going to work?
Right.
There's
Yeah.
no way. But when I saw it, when they were like around the risers, that was so dope.
Yeah.
Red
All
carpet
for that.
monster, right?
Yeah.
That, like,
Pretty cool.
puppet thing
Who thought of that?
was
Like,
really cool. Did you guys also see, like, his zipper fly up?
We did.
yes.
Magical.
We looked at each other. We were like,
Yeah.
did that just
I
happen?
also, when he first threw, like, a red flag in the air,
And then it kind of just went back, right?
yeah, I don't know if that was just like a camera angle cut or if it just disappeared.
Right.
But the zipper definitely
I think I wrote that
Yeah.
down, magicalness.
Yes,
And then dope.
same word.
magicalness and dope.
And dope.
So, yeah, that was really, really cool. And I thought it was a really unique take on, the theme,
Right.
using the red carpet as the fashion moment since, the obsession of the red carpet. So I accepted that.
Yeah, and dance-wise, their choreography was clean as
So
always.
clean.
clean.
They are
So
very, very
props to them
clean.
for that.
I definitely think last week I was distracted by a lot of the big showiness, which can distract you from the cleanliness. And then when you see them, more performances like this, they're good.
Right. The
They're
guys
good.
can dance.
Yes,
They can
they
dance. They
can.
can do tricks. They could do power moves. And they're just good, all in general. So
So Tayana said it was turnt and that they danced like they were on the bottom. They did some like crazy somersault flip thing. It's
Right.
like this show is very hard to talk about because
It is.
these dance moves are unique and new.
right. Technique wise, we could think what a flare is or what a baby chair is. I know this because I know the terms. I used to dance, but
Yeah.
trying to remember all the techniques. You're right. It's hard to talk about it. Obviously, Frankie knows what he's talking about when he busts out those
Oh,
terms.
of course, yeah. But what's interesting is, back in the day, the first couple seasons of America's Best Dance Crew, you would see one move that was super memorable.
Right.
I feel like now, in this season, every single thing they do, it's like one to the other to the next, and it's like you blink and you miss something
Totally.
so crazy. So I'm really loving it. this
All-Star
season,
Cruise.
The track.
Yeah.
That's why they're there, right? And that
Yeah.
stage is amazing. Let's just
The
talk about
stage
that
is really cool.
right?
But again, so here's where I come back with like Frankie saying, you guys are great, but don't be so predictable. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I get it. They do. He did say like they always go back and they always like dance together. but like that's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
I think he was talking about staging more, where he was like, you guys are always staging in the middle. And I get that. I mean, and you get that as a dancer too, where you want to utilize the whole stage, which I think they did. But when they come as a unit, that's like Kinjas. That's like their thing. You know what I mean?
So do you agree or disagree with Frankie's comment that they could be Kinjizing themselves?
I think I agree to a certain point. But then again, it's like that's something that they do all the time, and that's something that we kind of, as fans, kind of want to see. But I see what Frankie means, because Frankie's a stage performer. So on Broadway, there's something happening every single area of the stage. So he probably wants to see more. But that could just be his opinion as well, too. Because I know a lot of these fans love that core that they do right in the middle.
I mean, it's what they're so good at.
Exactly.
Right. And now, no one commented on the fashion part of this. No one really related this back. They just tore apart the other guys for like not really using fashion, and then so like I don't really think the judges are being that consistent in their, in their critiques.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. If they didn't explain to us in the beginning what the theme was, would you have gotten this?
I don't think so.
That's an amazing question to know. There's no chance.
Okay, because I definitely wouldn't have. But because they explained it, I was like, this is epic.
Right.
But going back, I don't know if I would. I don't think I would.
Well, think about our predictions from last week. You know, you and I first immediately both said Britney Spears.
Yes.
And, I was like, they better bring out a boa constrictor, and they need to do something from a Britney Spears moment. And, like, no epic songs were used. And I guess they don't have to use VMA songs. I want them to as a VMA fan.
But you think that they would, because it is the road to the VMAs
in the title.
And a lot of the past themes, obviously the last two shows have been very VMA driven, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
And I think they were thinking, they were thinking outside the box with the fashion choices. They were probably doing the same thing with the songs, like, oh, well, they're definitely going to do Britney Spears, another crew.
Right.
So maybe they were thinking like that.
So it was an interesting take on, the fashion thing for doing the red carpet.
Right. Very cool, though. Definitely very cool.
So next up we have I Am Me, who I was obsessed with last week.
Oh, me too.
And
you were confused just like us.
I was very confused.
Yeah, when we were watching this together, we just kind of looked at each other and
paused the DVR for a second and had to talk.
Let's take this all in for a second.
They're like, as soon as they're like, dancing to the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies, I was like, what dope, like Skrillex remix to this gonna be? Like, what is about to happen?
Frankie was all about this performance, though. The artistry, I think he thought was amazing. But it definitely did go over my head. But this, I got the brain bang definitely from a couple of things that they did do. But still, a little confused with everything.
So I'm gonna get salty here for a second. So they list the three things that this dance is gonna do. They go, first, we're gonna be what we always wear, which is our shadow.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. 2, we're gonna be silhouettes. 3, we're gonna become the shadows. Like 1 and 3 were the same thing, dude. Like, they listed these 3 epic things that they were gonna be that represent fashion, and it was like 2, and it's like they were stretched.
Right.
Cool technique, cool thought using the shadows. I mean, if you watch like America's Got Talent, there's a lot of like really cool performances that use shadows like that, and they made the person like levitate, and it looked dope. But
definitely, I think they were really pulling out the box for this performance. Like like Kinjaz was like, we're gonna do something totally different. Everyone said that, obviously. But I really think I Am Me totally hit it and did something different, which was just not a lot of people are going to get totally. But people like Frankie or anybody with like that kind of art background or that performance background, he spoke on terms when we were like, what did he say? Like,
Frankie thought it was a nice lesson in like dance history, which was interesting, so he was stoked on that.
And I found it very creative. I come from a ballet background, so when I heard Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies, I was like, wait, this is going to be awesome.
Excited.
But even myself as a dancer, I was like, this is kind of weird. But what I would describe this as a performance for Frankie, not typical America watching the show.
Right. And I think they were saying, you guys are performing for America's Best Dance Crew.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll probably see on Twitter and whatnot to see if there was a disconnect in that situation.
At first, the judges were all really, really stoked on it. And even T-Pain was like, it was creepy. You guys set a new mood. And then he was like, I just think it was the wrong choice of music. And
he wanted to get turned. That's what he said.
Yeah. So I'm glad that T-Pain, I definitely agree mostly with T-Pain on this. I think the idea of dancing on the ground and having the aerial shot, that can look really cool. But the flipping over of the red and the black, like it wasn't a visual optical illusion for me.
And I think they talked it up way too much. I thought it was going to be so epic, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is it. I wasn't really impressed by it, to be honest.
I wonder how the judges saw it too from their POV. If there were cameras that showed the kind of like the overhead shot, or were they seeing it like on a flat level surface, so you can't really see everything. You know what I mean?
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean it's made for TV, so.
And at the very end, they fell off the stage. This is the second time I've been very disappointed with the camera work. Last week, when someone flipped off of the stage, off of the judges thing, we didn't see the
You
flip.
don't catch it, yeah.
And this time, we didn't see them fall. Where is that camera?
Exactly.
Good question.
I don't know if you guys remember before, if you ever watched ABDC before, but they used to have this cool camera in the bottom, which like took really cool shots from the angles where, people were like on stage and it was just like this, this shot vertical just straight up, and you can kind of see and feel the power and everything. But you're right. This time, like, we don't see them fall. We don't see them do their flips. So it kind of brings this epicness from a high to like a man.
And the judges talk about it being like such epic moments, yeah.
Because they saw it.
Right.
Exactly.
Like that fall looked cool, but we didn't get to see it.
Right.
So next up are the Electrolytes, and they did a song, Feel Right, Mark Ronson.
Right.
Joey pulled out of the competition because he was sick, which really sucks that they had to be down a member.
That was crazy. Like, he was that sick. Like, his body just couldn't take the 20-hour day. I get it. His 20-hour days, it's crazy.
Okay.
But what is okay.
So, Salty again. I really didn't like it when he was like, we're going to be old men trying to relive our old greaser days. Or like trying to relive. It's like, why do you need to reconnect this?
Yes.
Oh, I guess actually, because last week they connected it to the week before, didn't they? Okay, so that's the thing they're doing.
Right, but they didn't. They didn't say it. They didn't say it, and I think it didn't resonate correctly.
Yeah.
Because they tried to do. Remember, they did the same thing the week before where they connected it to their story.
Right.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, I was a little disappointed with the whole wardrobe situation.
I agree.
It was just
Not
costumes, guys, right?
wardrobe.
It was really cheesy.
It was just costumes. They didn't really do anything with the wardrobe.
Right.
And I've seen these guys live before, on like Hip Hop International. The same people who created ABDC. They're amazing dancers. They're great. They're powerful dancers. But this one, I'm just like, they gave you this challenge and it didn't really pull through for me. Sad.
And I agree with Frankie. He was talking about how they could have done so much more with the walkers. Like, they did a freeze, and that's about it. But if they would have utilized those more, I think I would have been a little bit more impressed with their performance as a whole.
Definitely could have done a lot more. But even, like, what does a walker have to do with the VMAs?
I know.
Yeah.
Like, what's tying this back? And maybe I'm too stuck on this, tying it back to the VMAs, but this was a VMA fashion challenge.
Yes.
And so I didn't like their performance, but then the judges were like, well, it was better than last week, so great job, you guys killed it. And I think that's so unfair when they're giving a hard time to other people.
Yeah, they were super clean execution. I just wasn't feeling it for this one, and I like you guys, so don't be mad at me.
Yeah. So
one cool thing I will say about their performance, though, was at the very beginning, it was the way they shot it. That was pretty cool.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That was great, and I should have done more of that. I mean, that was really, really cool and creative, and I've seen other dances like that, and like, that's so sick. It's such a sick trick.
It's hard, though, when you have that crazy good opener.
Yeah.
And then everything kind of just fades and kind of gets lost in the mix.
It does.
Yeah.
T-Pain said you guys did everything I hoped you would do.
T-Pain, what?
Like
what were you?
Like to get inside his brain and know what that means.
So I don't know what he was hoping. Maybe he just wanted them to fail. He's like, you guys did everything I wanted.
Ouch.
I'm kidding.
More of the salty comments.
Anyway, next on the Quest crew, which.
Quest. Okay,
Yes!
Quest.
Wait, can we just bow down?
Let's bow down to Quest.
Bow down to
my
Quest
gosh.
crew.
We should probably Vogue or do something.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Quest crew was great. They did Bang Bang, which great choice using brownie points. Sucking up is allowed in competition, so I'm cool with that. So what'd you guys think?
This was Frankie's performance. He loved this. He was just all about it. But seriously, what they did with the clothes was amazing. Like, did you see what happened with the curtain?
Yeah.
He went through the curtain and became a shirt. Then he went into a skirt. And it was like a full outfit.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Like they really thought this out and they really came for it, like for real. And they're like, we're gonna take it. We're here.
And I love that even after the performance, they stayed in character throughout the end of the show. I was like, this is the best thing. They're so
For real.
fierce, killing it. They knew what they did tonight on the show.
Yeah,
it.
I thought they were so great. And I'm actually really glad Frankie pointed out the scissoring moment because I was going to say that, but I didn't want to necessarily say that without quoting somebody else. But yeah, that scissor moment where they pull up onto each other and they pull each other's pants off, then they jump rope through it or whatever.
Hit pretty hard. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah.
Then they go bounce back, and I was like, ow.
Yeah.
So at first I was a little nervous. I thought it was just going to be kind of cheesy or tacky or kind of like, this is our way of using fashion, dressing up as girls, ha ha ha, VMA's fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But they're the ones that used the clothes. They dress up and then they use the clothes in the most creative, unique ways with the things you said.
And I think they built it up, didn't you? Like in the beginning, I was like, okay, like they're being off for a reason, right?
Yeah.
They're a little off. It was just a little bit more fun and kind of like flimsy. Then all of a sudden, everything gets crazy and they're flipping and they're doing all this stuff. And you're like, okay, what's happening? I don't know where to go. And I'm looking at Hawk because Hawk is in this small little skirt situation.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Killing it.
And Dietrich's in that wig. Shout out to you, Dietrich, for keeping that wig on.
Yeah. So it was just fun.
It was so fun.
It was fun.
I didn't want it to end.
And that's what the VMAs are about. The VMAs are fun. That was a fun performance. That's something I would watch at the VMAs. I wouldn't be surprised if Nikki and Ariana and Jessie J came out with them. Like, that's the shit that I can see happening at the VMAs. And
something epic,
when
right?
Road to the VMAs, it's not on our title card, but when Road to the VMAs is in the title, I'm thinking of things that should be at the VMAs, which is why I loved I Am Me's Katy Perry performance last week.
Right.
So yeah, the judges liked it, and Frankie's point was really, really interesting about it being a celebration of gender, sexuality, and the new normal.
Right.
I am a little bit curious if the guys were sitting around thinking about that or not.
Okay, these guys, I background a little bit. I've trained at their studio before, and these guys are hilarious. They're comedians. Like, if you see Dominic's show on YouTube, Dietrich has a show on YouTube, and he's just hilarious. So I don't know if they were really thinking that deep into it.
Yeah.
It was cool that it was brought up that way through Frankie, and he used his platform to kind of bring it out like
Totally.
that.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure they were just like, this would be funny, guys. Let's do this now.
Yeah.
I feel that, and I don't think they were making fun of
No, definitely.
transgender
No,
people or
definitely
making
not.
fun of cross-dressers, but I don't think they were like, we're going to make a powerful statement about sexuality.
Right.
Yeah,
think
I
they were
agree
like,
with
we're
you.
just going to have fun.
They just, they were having a good time, and you could see it in their faces. Although, like, I was telling Desiree, like, they look so emotional, like, these past couple shows, because they really, really want this.
Yeah.
Like, you could just see
You
it.
can tell.
Yeah.
And bringing in hair on fleek.
Yeah.
Just
This move at the end. I
oh
was
my
like,
god,
yes,
that move
killing
was
it.
so good.
And the shablam at the end that he did, I
Oh,
was
gosh.
like, oh, go ahead, break your back. Wow.
I'm definitely going to be watching that again.
Yeah,
Right,
me
definitely.
too.
Can't get enough.
That was great. So,
Definitely.
I thought it was all around. It was a pretty good episode.
No, it definitely was fun. Yeah.
I think my favorite was Quest Crew from this week.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys say?
Bow
Oh, same.
down.
Absolutely. Hands down.
Quest Crew, bow down to you guys. That was entertainment all around, I think.
Yes.
So let's see. The bottom two. What?
Can I make a shout out really quick?
Yeah, of course.
Shout out to Frankie Grande for your always on fleek glitter
Those eyebrows.
Those brows
Love
are always.
them. Frankie.
We were talking about that. We were wondering what glitter you're gonna bring out today, Frankie, and it was your eyebrows again. Get it?
Nice. So it was a little shocking that, seeing those performances, Quest Crew and Electrolytes being in the bottom two, Quest Crew brought it.
Crazy.
So unfortunately, Electrolytes did go home, which I wasn't surprised by.
I was nervous though. I don't know why I was nervous, but maybe because I really liked the performance, and you never know what's going to happen on TV. Anything could just go and just happen because we don't have the power to vote right now.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not us voting, so you don't know where it's going to go. So I was like, oh my god, if they don't pick Quest,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to walk out the room right now.
But I could just imagine being Electrolytes crew watching that backstage and being like,
So pissed.
it
can we
was
just
tough.
walk out?
Like knowing, yeah.
Right.
So let's take this into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
So next week, we have two challenges. and the judges are going to decide the bottom 2 during the show.
Right.
So Quest Crew is in the bottom this week. I do not think they're going to be in the bottom next week.
Oh, I don't think so
They
at all.
better not.
Electrolytes is gone. Sorry, guys. I Am Me, I think
There's a chance.
needs to... I think they should be nervous.
There's a chance.
So I'm saying I Am Me is one of the 2 bottom 2. Who do you guys feel like the other bottom 2 might be?
I'm going to go with Super Crew because I'm really scared about what the judges said tonight.
Yeah.
How they need to step it up because the first one was so completely epic that, you know, they need to bring it every single week and bring it to that bar that they raised. So I'm not sure. Just because the judges are choosing, I'm nervous for Super Crew and then also I Am Me.
Yeah.
I could definitely see I Am Me possibly being the bottom 2 out of the rest of the crews.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a hard one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it's so unpredictable, so you never know. It could be Quest again, you know what I mean? We're going to have another heart attack. Or it could be Kinjas, who were super clean and super great this time and had great comments. The rest of everyone else had great comments, so, you know, minus Super Crew or whatnot, but they've been a favorite, so.
Yeah, I mean, based off of this week, I feel like Kinjas are safe, and I feel like Quest Crew are safe. So I Am Me and Super Crew, I mean, it's getting down to it. I mean, they're all so good.
Right.
So if you guys are listening or watching, definitely let us know what your predictions are using the hashtag ABTVABDC. If you don't know what I'm saying, it stands for AfterBuzz TV, America's Best Dance Crew. So hashtag ABTVABDC. And as always, I have been your host, Jeff Thurm. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jeff_Thurm.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm Desiree, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DMurph625.
And it's Nino, and I'm excited to be on the panel for the rest of the season. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
See you guys next week. Later.
See you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.